Hey, world, what up? So NBA is going through a little frenzy with the Los Angeles Lakers and also with Mr. LeBron James. I want to get more of his take about LeBron's four triple doubles back to back to back to back. The LA Lakers, as of right now, are at a 9-4 record, standing at the third seed in the Western Conference. And I'm not going to lie, beginning of the season, I did not expect the LA Lakers to be one of the top teams in the Western Conference for now, let alone throughout the end of the season. JJ Redick has proven to be a very competent coach that's translated over into the NBA, which I was surprised within that aspect. Not too much though, but I thought within this roster there's a lot of holes and gaps, not filling in a deep bench, some wings, let alone not having a true big on the team would hinder them. But LeBron James has proven to crank it up another level within his career, which is most impressive to say that he'll be turning 40 years old at the end of December or so. And Anthony Davis has proven to be a top 3, top 5 MVP candidate in the NBA as of right now. Let's give more of a take here on ESPN to give our analysis more on the LA Lakers and LeBron.
And this weekend, but LeBron James recorded 4 straight triple doubles, a feat that he had never accomplished in his career before. Shannon Sharp, where are you? How impressed are you that he did this a month away from turning 40?
Listen, we're going to give credit where credit's due. LeBron James is a Mount Rushmore player of all time in the NBA landscape whenever it's all said and done. Now, I've always stated before, if LeBron James can win another championship or two, that would elevate him towards the second best player in the world, let alone having that argument against Michael Jordan. I still do have MJ as my GOAT. I do have LeBron at number 4 all time on my rankings. Even though LeBron has all these amazing individual accolades and accomplishments, what negates him to go ahead and make to that next spot is actually going to be for him to win some more NBA championship leading his team. We'll go more into discussion about more into that, but to let alone for Molly Carroll, yes, it is very impressive, especially having 4 straight triple doubles, about to be 40 years old, and having a winning record with these LA Lakers, who are not deep whatsoever.
Who's surprised by this other than Stephen A? Because he knows this man is the GOAT. The man has been the best player. I mean, there's been very few players come in with the expect.
No, Shannon Sharp. This guy, LeBron James, is not the NBA GOAT. No. He's looking up at Michael Jordan still in this day and age. LeBron still has more things to do. Now, for LeBron to be quote-unquote the GOAT, you're going to see NBA analysts, you're going to see NBA fanboys of LeBron going to use the argument of longevity. They're not going to go over logic and reason when it comes to winning NBA championships and leading your team towards that. LeBron is 4-6 in the NBA Finals. He has 4 Finals MVPs. He has 4 regular season MVPs and led his team to 4 NBA championships with 3 different franchises. And I don't blame LeBron James for leaving different franchises to go ahead and do his thing. At the end of the day, you're an NBA player. You are a savant. You have control of your own dynasty if you don't give into the corporate structure of the National Basketball Association. LeBron James elected to go to 3 different franchises, 2 of them within the same time period, and then to the LA Lakers. LeBron James has 4 NBA championships right now. You pretty much expect LeBron to have another 2 to 3 seasons before he retires. LeBron James has proven once again to keep his body on top health shape. So pretty much what I'm saying is when LeBron retires, it's going to be on his own accord, or less if the NBA has a script or anything in the background.
Expectations that this man had placed upon him and exceeded no matter what you thought or how great LeBron James was going to be. He's exceeded every expectation. A pass first player is.
I would say the only expectation LeBron, quote unquote, hasn't fully accomplished in his career. We expected him to win more NBA championships by being the first ever player to continuously jump from team to team, recruiting players, having management bow down to his knees of hiring coaches, players, and kind of bringing in that quote-unquote super team aspect, which I always stated. That 2010, 2011 Miami Heat were the only super team that LeBron James has quote-unquote been with. When it came down to the next season, 2012, 2013, that Miami Heat team was not above everyone else in the NBA. They were pretty much a tier above, but some of these teams were still right there knocking at them. The 2017 Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant, that's a different situation to where you knew automatically they were going to win the championship. They were going to destroy the playoffs in the Western Conference. And then whoever they represented in the Eastern Conference to play in the finals, they were going to win those championships. And that was proven. They went back-to-back. They lost 2019 to the Raptors due to the injury of Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson. But that's another conversation for another day.
The greatest scorer in NBA history. And at the ripe age of 39, 314, 15, 16, 17 days, back-to-back-to-back-to-back Trip Dub. That's loyalty. That's one thing I can say about that woman, Miss Trip Dub. She's been following this man since he entered the league at 18, and here she is right now. Do you know how long it is, Stephen A., to get people to stay in a relationship for 2 decades? That's what Miss Trip Dub has done with Goat James, the 6'8" guy from Akron, Ohio. You know what, Stephen? I know it.
You guys keep going back and forth with 6'8", 6'9". Which one is it? Earlier in his career, they kept saying LeBron was 6'8", and then now for the last 6 years, they've been saying 6'9". Which one is he, Shannon?
It's killing you. Did you see those two clutch threes?
Can I speak?
Shut it down, Stephen A. I don't want to hear nothing.
Can I speak? Can I speak?
Go ahead.
First of all, don't ever bring up Savannah James. She is as impeccable as they come. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the first lady of basketball. She is phenomenal, all right?
You know, with Stephen A. Smith, this guy will bow down to any woman when it comes down to him being on ESPN and on these talk host shows. I mean, look at Wanda when it comes to Wanda Durant with Kevin Durant's mom, how Stephen A. Smith called Kevin Durant the weakest move in NBA history, or a weakest move by a star in history of basketball or sports or whatnot. And then after that, Wanda got on the show and Stephen A. backed down immediately. Stephen A. is always going to do that.
As a person, as a wife, as a mom, she's just wonderful, okay? She's a wonderful person. Don't bring her up because that obviously softens the argument against LeBron James.
I ain't talking about Savannah.
He's
I'm
not
talking about
talking
Miss Trip
about
Dub.
Savannah. He's talking about the triple doubles, and he named her Miss
said
Trip
Miss.
Dub.
I thought he said
He's
Miss. I thought he
out of
said
his
Miss.
mind and amazing
Molly,
at his job
I
at the
said
same
Miss
time.
Trip Dub.
Miss Trip
You know what? Y'all
Dub.
gonna let me speak? Are y'all gonna let me
No, but
speak?
you missed
I thought
it.
he said Mrs. I thought he
No,
said Mrs.
Miss Trip
That's all.
Dub. Stay
That's
with
what I said. I
us.
thought he said
Shannon's got new words for LeBron every single day with his accomplishments.
Mrs. That's all.
No.
Number two, LeBron James. Do you realize that LeBron James right now is a top 5 player on the planet at age 40? I mean, we talk about the triple-double, whatever. The brother is top 5 in the world right now. So,
Top 5 player on the planet right now. Let me think. You have Jokic. I would probably say around in number 1. We're gonna have to throw Joel Embiid out of there since he's only played one game out of 12 or 13. So I'm gonna take out Embiid. So I'm thinking right now you have Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo. People are also gonna go ahead and throw in Luka Doncic within there. Now the rest are kind of up in the air, but there's been talks of having quote unquote Anthony Davis is better than LeBron's right now. Jason Tatum. Let me think real quick. There's an emergence of other players as well. I'm not saying that Donovan Mitchell is, but we've seen an emergence on his side. Let me hold off on that right now.
nobody's taking anything away. I'm not one of those dudes that's going to look at LeBron James.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as well. I don't know if people are going to make the case for Anthony Edwards within there, let alone even Steph Curry. But yeah, LeBron's around top 5, top 10. Pretty much since LeBron has not been the best player in the world, which started at the 2022 NBA season. Pretty much it's kind of irrelevant within that matter. You already know LeBron's going to be one of the top players in the game and pretty much the face of the NBA still.
And not acknowledge this brother is Mount Rushmore, one of the top 2 all time. He just
No. And I know most young cats are pretty much going to say that LeBron's either the GOAT or top 2. LeBron is not. Listen, LeBron's in the Mount Rushmore of the NBA alongside with Michael Jordan, Bill Russell, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't want to hear this talk about these young guys talking about how Bill Russell does not belong there since it was due to the time of being in the 60s, playing against quote-unquote plumbers. Bill Russell was 11-1 in the NBA Finals with 11 NBA championships. He played against some of the best players of people would actually call a potential GOAT, Wilt Chamberlain, But Wilt was 2-4 in the finals, and Wilt lost those finals with Jerry West against the Boston Celtics. And back in that day, they did not have any finals MVPs that they could record within there. So you do have Bill Russell at the top of the NBA. And if we're looking at the Mount Rushmore, the NBA GOATs within the eras, you're going to have Michael Jordan. You're going to have Bill Russell. Bill Russell was a GOAT of the era. I mean, I don't care if it was the start of the NBA, but he played against some of the top-notch competition, and the Celtics won 8 NBA championships in a row. And I understand that there's around less than half of the teams as there are as of right now, but he was dominant, both on the offensive and defensive side, and a leader as a champion. So we're going to keep him within there. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who won the championship with the Milwaukee Bucks and then elected to go over to west, over to the Los Angeles area, who won those 5 NBA championships with the LA Lakers, one with the Milwaukee Bucks, winning 6 regular season MVPs. Kareem, he was the best player on that team. Then him and Magic were 1A and 1B within those other time periods. Then you do have LeBron James. I do have him at number 4 as of right now. If LeBron can win another championship, I will have LeBron James. I'll be fine keeping him number 2 all time. And if LeBron wins a total of 6 NBA championships, that could be a discussion of a debate of him and Michael Jordan. I most likely will still have Michael Jordan. Jordan is in a time period where he did not need to have longevity within that matter. Within 13 NBA season, he was able to win 6 NBA championships and then retire and come back for those 2 seasons with the Wizards, which were more for other purposes within NBA ownership and behind the deal aspects when it comes down to that. But basically what I'm saying, Stephen A. Smith, no, LeBron James is not top 2 player of all time. If people say that, I'm not going to go crazy and bat an eye when it comes down to that. But if you really have the more in-depth knowledge of the game and the history and even the hierarchy and standards, LeBron James is not sitting at the dinner table with Michael Jordan. He's in the room with him, Bill, and Kareem, but he's not in that same quote-unquote table when it comes down to it.
Ain't number 1.
And he ain't 2.
It's Michael
And he ain't 2.
Jordan. It's LeBron at
Stephen A.
MJ's the GOAT. There is no debate when it comes down to it. There is none.
Hold on,
only
I let you
problem I
speak.
got-
I let you speak. I let you speak. LeBron James at his best, ain't Michael Jordan at his best. Anybody
Better.
knows that. You on drugs. Something wrong with you. I need you
Better.
tested right now.
Michael Jordan would not bat an eye towards anyone. Him and Larry Bird were pretty much one of the top 2 trash talkers in the game. And Michael Jordan could back it up. So could Larry Bird. LeBron James has not reached that day and age in the game to where he had that quote-unquote alpha mentality of being that top dog. And it is what it is. LeBron James did not have a father when it comes to it in his household. He was raised by a single mother, and he had to raise himself up and having that divine feminine energy going off his emotions, which we've seen a bunch of flops when it comes to LeBron, pointing the finger, temper tantrums, so on and so forth. Michael Jordan relived that masculinity to where he would take on his own accord. He would go out there and do what he had to do, and he beat some butt when it comes down to it. It is what it is, But LeBron is a top 4 player of all time. He's reached the longevity route, which kudos to him. He's broken many accomplishments individually, as well as him and Michael Jordan are the top 2 players that have the most finals MVPs of all time. So kudos where it's at for LeBron. But to be the NBA GOAT, no, you're not.
You have lost your mind. You got to be crazy. Ain't no way, okay? 6-0, 10-time scoring champion, 9-time All-NBA defensive. Are you out your mind? Don't even get me started. LeBron is great. I love what I'm seeing from him.
All
It's
right.
spectacular.
Great
He keeps it up. The Lakers could potentially go to the finals. He keeps it up. But he's all of that in a bag of chips. He just ain't Jordan. That's it.
Real.
The only problem I got with you,
Hold on.
Marley, the only problem I have with Stephen A. is that the surprise that he had in his voice when he said the man is top 5. When is he not being?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the thing.
I
What's
wanna-
so
no, no, I
amazing
wanna-
that
hold up.
during
I
this
wanna
run,
get a big
22
Laker
seasons,
fan.
he's always been there.
I want to get a big Laker fan, Damian Woody, in this conversation. But just to be clear, Stephen A.
I would say the last 2 seasons, LeBron's pretty much been top 5, top 10 within that 5 to 10 range. I wouldn't say necessarily top 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's not.
Just want to make sure you understand. So Miss Trip Dub is not a real person. Don't look for her. She's a fictional character. Go ahead, Damien.
I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't got time to know that stuff. He called LeBron
Somebody
James
put
Triple
this on
Dub.
social
I thought
media.
when he said
I
Miss
love
Trip
this
Dub, I thought he
moment.
was talking about Mrs. James. That's all.
No.
I don't know that stuff.
Oh my God.
We'll end it off here. The LA Lakers are at 9-4. LeBron's leading the way with Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is going off for that quote-unquote MVP season. Do I think he'll get it? No. But it's good aspirations and goals that J.J. Redick is relying on Anthony Davis. And finally, there's a head coach who's actually putting Anthony Davis in the position to go ahead and low post score and also on the perimeter as well. LeBron this season, we always expect him to be where he's at, around 23 points or so, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, and he's relying that on year 20. Where are we at? 2022 for LeBron, I believe? Yeah, year 2022. So kudos to LeBron. Let's see how they can rely going forward towards the Western Conference to see if LeBron and AD can not only just keep it up, but stay durable and healthy, and see if the Lakers can make a couple more moves to fill in those gaps to where they could be quote-unquote true contenders. But besides that, we out.